Hi guys, my name is Gavin, and today I'll be showing you how to make a simple game where an object will track to another object and delete it once you hover your mouse over that object. I will be using Python, and I'm just going to get started. So to start off, what we're going to do first is right-click on the camera and hit X delete, and right-click on the light and hit X delete. Next, what we're going to do is do defaults to game logic and go from Blender render to Blender game. On this cube in the middle, I'm just going to rename it as player really quick. So I'll just call it player like that. And I will give it character physics like this and make it an actor. Next, what we're going to do is add an always sensor. Next, what we're going to do is do a mouse sensor, change it from left button to mouse over any, and put the property as enemy like that. And I'll just rename this to mouse over like that and minimize this. Next, what we're going to do is do add controller in Python right here and connect these. Next, let's add a couple of actuators. This first one is going to be edit object. Change it from add object to track to. And I'm just going to rename it to track to like that. And I'm going to minimize this and don't do anything else. Let's then add a motion sensor. I'll change this as move. And I'll put on the positive y-axis 0.2. Next, what we're going to do is add a collision sensor by doing add sensor, and let's do collision. I'll rename it to collision all lowercase, and for the property I'll put enemy. I'll click tap right here. Make sure that both of these have the enemy property, by the way. I'll minimize this. Alright, next what we're going to do is create a script by doing templates, Python, and then game logic simple. I'll drag this out, and I'll delete the portion that I've highlighted. I'll then hit Control and scroll up on my mouse to make my text larger. And I'll rename this to playerscripts.py. And I'll add that right here. Next, what we're going to do is define our sensors and actuators, starting with the MouseOver sensor. So let's do MouseOver is going to equal content sensors MouseOver. Then we're going to have collision is going to equal content sensors collision. Next, let's get our actuators in. So we've got our track to and our move. So let's do track to is going to equal content sensors track to like that. And let's have move is going to equal content actuators move. And I just realized I put this as sensors, not actuators. So I'll change that really quick. Like that. Alright. Next what we're going to do is let's have if mouseover.positive. So if mouseover.positive, what we're going to do is have targets is going to equal mouseover.hitObject. So whatever mouse we're hovering over with the property enemy is going to have the variable name target. Then what we're going to do is do track2.object is going to equal target like that. And we're going to const.activates track2 and then const.activates move. So it's going to move our player towards the object that we're hovering our mouse over. Then what we're going to do is have if collision.positive like that. We're going to have targets.endObject, or actually have collision.hitObject.endObject. Alright, this should work. Just to test to make sure our code looks right. Actually, I'll show you guys the whole code really quick. Alright, I'll hit play for a second, and I just want to see if there's no errors. There aren't, so that's good. Alright. Next what we're going to do is, since our player has gravity, we're going to do spacebar and then add a plane, like that, and I'll hit S and 10. So our plane is scaled up just a little bit. And actually, inside of our script, let's make the color of our cube to red by doing own.color is going to equal 1, 0, 0, true, like that. So our player should turn red right here. I'm then going to add our enemies by doing spacebar and then add cube. I'll drag this cube off to one side. And I'll give this cube some character physics. So click this and add character physics. Click actor. Let's add the property enemy to it. Then give this enemy color. I'll give this enemy a color. I'm just gonna hit let's say green. So if we hit play now, we see that we can we see our enemy is green and our player is red, but we can't actually see the mouse. So let's go inside of our script and import the render. So from BGE, import render, and render dot show mouse and then 1. This should make the mouse visible. And you see that once we move the mouse, once we hover our mouse over this cube, the cube moves toward it. But the problem is it won't stop once it's hit it. So let's go back inside of this script right here. And let's have an else. So if our mouse is not over an object, what we're going to do is have const.deactivate. Let's have track2 and const.deactivate move. That. So if we hit play now, we should see it's going to deactivate once it does that. Let's right click on our green cube and hit Shift and D to copy it. And Shift and D to copy it again. Now I'm going to Shift and D and copy all these. So if we hit play now, we should see that it's hovering over this one. It's going to go here. It's going to go after this one. Go here. It's going to go after this cube right here. And it's going to go after this one. Alright guys, that's all I have for now. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe. But for the time being, thanks for watching and have a good day. And I'll just show you the entire script just one more time. Right there.